Hey everybody, Captain B-Nard back here with another Wi-Fi battle. So, today we have a battle against Johnny. Looking at his team, it looks to be pretty strong and well balanced there. Looking at my team, it is going to be the same one that I've been using the past few games. What do I want to lead with is the question, but before we answer that question, we definitely want to make a note of his team, because we don't want to forget, of course, what it is. So, yeah, having said that, I think, actually, this is kind of a tough one, but you know what, I think we're actually going to go with the Lux Ray in this one. We're going to make a guess and hope that it works out. Alright, so he is going to go ahead and lead with the Arcanine, which is not terrible, I guess. So we do get the lead with the Luxray. He's going to get the Intimidate to lower our attack, and we're also going to get the Intimidate to lower his attack. So, honestly, with our attack dropped, I don't think we really have any business staying in here, so I think we're going to switch out. And I think, what do we want to bring in to face this thing? I think we're actually just going to switch directly into the Togekiss to face this thing down. It is at -1, but no, he's actually going to go for a switch of his own, and he's going to go into his Gastrodon. So that is kind of meh, I guess, as I switch into the Togekiss. So we don't have a ton to do to this thing with Togekiss. I mean, I guess we could try to flinch it, but it's at pretty high health. Obviously, we can't paralyze it. I hate to keep playing the switch game, but I think we might actually want to switch again here. The only question is into what? We could just switch into a Gastrodon of our own if we really wanted to. That seems like quite the miserable matchup, though. So you know what? Actually, I think we're just going to stay in here and pop off an Air Slash, see how much damage we can get. So we go for the Air Slash, and that actually does a decent amount, about a quarter, and we do get the flinch on the first one, which is nice. But then he is going to regain some HP with the leftovers. So we're going to need an awful lot of flinches if we want to play this game. I don't know if we do. So I think, do we want to switch out this time around? He was staying in, so who knows what attack he could be firing off, but we don't really want to switch directly into the Shift Tree. Maybe the Ninetales, we could. You know what, yeah, I think we're just going to go ahead and switch directly into the Ninetales here. And if he overpredicts that, that would be unfortunate. But there is the Ninetales, and we are going to get the Drought to set the Harsh Sunlight on the battlefield. And he is going to go for Protect, so he was just trying to stall out another turn of Leftovers recovery, so that's fine. He does get HP back with the Leftovers. So now we have to decide what we want to do with this thing. So we kind of... he has a couple of decent options here. We could try to set up, although it's a bit early for that, but yeah, who knows if he's going to want to stay in or not. Maybe he will. So you know what, I think we're actually just going to go ahead and attempt to set a Nasty Plot here, see what he wants to do. So we actually get the Nasty Plot off, so that's pretty nice. So we actually could have taken him out there, but we do get the Sharp Special Attack increase as he goes for the Earth Power. That is going to do quite a lot of damage, actually. Will knock us down to about a third, and then he is going to get some HP back with the Leftovers. So that's not great for us. Now we kind of have to think about what to do here. So we could definitely just go for the attack. He could definitely protect to stall out another turn, but I don't know if we really want to predict that or not. This is going to be another tough choice. I think we don't want to over-predict again, so I think we're just going to try to pop the solar beam off as he does stay in, so that's great. So we're going to go ahead and pop the solar beam off here. It does not have to charge thanks to the sunlight, so we nail this Gastrodon with the +2 solar beam, which will be more than enough to go ahead and get rid of it and knock him down to 5. So that is pretty great for us, actually, getting rid of a big wall like that. So we will see what he wants to bring in response. So it is going to be the Hariyama. So this is going to be kind of an interesting situation because I mean, we could definitely attack this thing, although it could definitely be packing some priority, which would suck. Kinda don't want to lose Ninetales because of the sunset, but you know, if it happens, it happens maybe. So we don't really want to waste the +2. So I think we're actually just going to go ahead and stay in and go Fire Blast here, see what he wants to do. And unfortunately, he is packing Fake Out, and we actually do survive that with 17 HP in the red, which is great. He is then going to get burned by the Flame Orb, so that's kind of not good. He could have more priority on deck here, but at this point, I don't think there's much of a point in switching out. So I think we're actually just going to stay in. I think we're actually going to go for another Solar Beam here, as he could be, well, he's probably going to be Guts, but we don't want to miss a Fire Blast here. So we're going to get the +2 Solar Beam on this thing, and we'll see how much it does. And it is not quite enough to take him out, unfortunately. He's going to go for a knockoff in return, and that will go ahead and finish our Ninetales off from that range. And so yeah, he is going to go ahead and take some more damage there from the burn. So he is barely going to be hanging on with that. So I think at this point we're actually just going to, what do we want to do here? What do we want to bring in to face this thing? I think we're actually going to go ahead and go for the Scissor here. So we're going to try to make a little bit of a prediction here. We're going to come in with the Scissor. And so he might actually want to save this thing since it's going to have Guts activated with that Fake Out. So I'm actually going to predict him to want to try and save this thing and predict the Bullet Punch. And we're going to attempt to go U-turn here. And no, he does stay in, so that sucks. So he's going to go ahead and hit a knockoff to do a truckload of damage, knocking us down below half, and then getting rid of our Choice Band, which sucks. We do hit him with the U-turn, which will take him out from that range and knock him down to 4. So that's something at least, but yeah, a little over-prediction there on our side kind of cost us a little bit. So now we need to decide what we want to bring in here. The Sunlight is still up for now. I think it might be getting close to ending, but I think we're going to come in with the Shift Tree here just to see if we can maybe, if there's a couple turns of Sunlight left, take advantage of that. So yeah, we'll see what he wants to bring in here in return, and it is going to be the Arcanine once again. So he is going to get the Intimidate to cut our attack, which sucks. I don't know that we really want to stay in here because at -1, I don't know if there's a lot we can do. We do have the Focus Sash still intact, and I kind of want to keep that. So, although, I mean, yeah, I think that's, we kind of do want to keep that, even though the sun's going to expire and we're not really going to get a chance to fully capitalize on that, which is kind of unfortunate. But yeah, I think the best thing we can do is actually probably just go ahead and switch into our own Gastrodon here. So that's what we're going to do. So there it is. And he's going to go for a Play Rough here, and he actually misses, which is kind of unfortunate for him. So yeah, that kind of worked out for us. So this time around, the sun, I believe, is still up, actually. So we could go for a Scald, although not probably going to do much of any damage in the sun to this thing. We could go Earth Power, although he does have the immunity on deck for that. he may or may not want to stay in on this matchup, so it's going to be another tough prediction here, but I think we're going to actually try to go Earth Power here. It's hit or miss, and no, he's not going to want to stay in on this matchup, and he is going to switch in with the Spiritomb. So that's not terrible for us. We are going to hit this thing with an Earth Power, which will do a solid amount of damage to it, actually, and that is going to be the last turn for the Sunlight, unfortunately. So, yeah. So now, I think we're actually, based on that damage output, we're actually going to stay in here. And we could go Earth Power again, although he could definitely switch. But since the sun is gone, I think we're actually going to switch it up to Scald this time, since we know that another attack won't take him out from that range. So we hit him with the Scald. It's going to knock him all the way into the red. And unfortunately, he is going to go for the Will-O-Wisp in return and land that to burn us, which is actually not terrible since we are a purely special set. So we do take some burn damage there. And since we know we outspeed him, I think we're just going to click Scald one more time here. And he's actually going to go Sucker Punch, so that is going to do a whole lot of damage with a critical hit, unfortunately, knocking us down to about a quarter, but we do survive and hit the next Scald to go ahead and take this thing out and drop him down to 3, I believe. So yeah, that was unfortunate that we got critted there, because that did a lot of damage, which is going to leave Gastrodon pretty worse for wear as we go through the burn and leftovers recovery once again. So we'll see what he wants to bring in to face the Gastrodon then. So it is going to be the Dragonite. So yeah, unfortunately, I would like to save Gastrodon, but I really don't think we can afford to switch out at this point. We can't let him set up for free, so we're going to have to stay in here, and we're going to go for an Ice Beam and see what he wants to do. He could take us out, or he could try to set up, but we can't risk leaving him with the multi-scale intact and letting him set up on top of that. So we got to stay in and attack him here and see what he wants to do. So he's just going to go for an extreme speed here, and unfortunately we cannot survive that from that range. So that's going to go ahead and finish our Gastrodon off and knock us down to 4. But yeah, I think we are going to go ahead and actually switch in with the Togekiss to face this Dragonite here. So yeah, now we're going to have another decision to make, because he is still packing the Espeon here, I believe, so he could... we kind of don't want to get Magic Bounced, otherwise we could freely go for the Thunder Wave here. But yeah, so it'll be kind of a rough decision here. I think the safest thing we can do is probably just go Air Slash. So I think we're actually going to go for that and see what he wants to do. So he stays in. He's actually packing Iron Tail. That's a pretty big surprise. So he's going to hit us with that and knock us all the way down to the red. We do survive and Air Slash this thing in return. And then we get some HP back with leftovers. He gets the defense drop too, so that is really unfortunate. So now, geez, what do we want to do here against this thing is the question. That is rough. I think he's probably going to want an extreme speed to take us out, if I had to guess. I think we're going to actually... attempt to... we could just stay in here, and I think that might actually be what we have to do, just stay in and go down here. So we're just going to click Thunder Wave and stay in here, as he's going to go Iron Tail again. He actually misses, which is actually pretty good for us, so he probably could have taken us out with an extreme speed there, but no, he goes for the Iron Tail, misses, which lets us get a Thunder Wave on this thing, but he's actually packing a Lumberry to go ahead and cure the paralysis immediately, so that was kind of an interesting turn of events there. So yeah, now I guess the plan is probably just going to remain the same this turn. I think we're just going to go ahead and and probably just try to Thunder Wave this thing again. No reason to change course, I guess. So this time he's going to go for the extreme speed, and indeed we cannot survive that from that range, unfortunately, so that is going to go ahead and knock us down to 3. So definitely on the ropes here. I think now we're going to have to come in with the Lux Ray, so that's what we're going to do. And we are going to go ahead and get the Intimidate to cut this thing's attack, which is good. So I think we're going to have to predict him to stay in here, and we're actually going to go ahead and attempt to hit an Ice Fang. That's probably the best thing we can do, as he does stay in and go Earthquake, and that is going to do a lot of damage. Actually, it's going to take us down to about 1/3, but we do go for the Ice Fang in return, and that is going to be enough to finally get rid of this Dragonite and knock him down to 2, as we do get some HP back from the leftovers. So definitely been a rough couple of turns here, but we're going to see what we can do with it. So now he's going to go ahead and come back in with the Arcanine, and he is going to get the Intimidate to cut our attack, unfortunately. So I don't know if there's much of a point in switching out here, so I think we probably just have to stay in and attack this thing. He'll probably take us out, I would imagine, maybe. So we could quick attack him to try and get some chip damage on the way out, or we could bank on surviving an attack and go Wild Charge. I think we're probably going to do that, just because the amount of damage we would do from a -1 quick attack would probably be pretty negligible anyway, so we're just going to go Wild Charge here, as he's going to go for a Play Rough, and we can survive that with 5 HP in the red. Fortunately, he's going to take some Life Orb recoil there as we hit him with a Wild Charge in return, which will knock him down to about half, which is pretty good. The recoil damage is going to take us out there, knocking us down to 2. So I think it is time at this point. We're going to have to come back in with the Shift Tree here, and we're going to have to go ahead and go for a Rock Slide here and hope that we can actually connect with that. And he is going to outspeed us and go for a Play Rough, which is going to connect, knocking us all the way down to the Focus Sash, but we do survive because of it. He takes some more Life Orb recoil damage as we go for the Rock Slide. We do connect, thankfully, and that will go ahead and finish off that Arcanine and knock him down to just 1 Pokemon. So definitely coming down to the wire here. So yeah, his last Pokemon is going to be the Espeon. So it's all going to depend on what kind of set this thing is rocking. We are going to have to stay in here and go ahead and click Night Slash. He's probably going to outspeed us, and indeed he does. He goes for a Shadow Ball, which means he might actually be Choice. So he's going to hit that to go ahead and take the Shift Tree out to knock us down to just 1 Pokemon. So it's going to be down to the wire here. Our last Pokemon is Scissor, so we can't really go for a Bullet Punch. We know it's not going to be enough to one-shot, so we pretty much just have to go for a U-turn and hope that we can take an attack from this thing. If he's Choice Specs, we won't be able to. Yeah, he's definitely going to outspeed. He goes Shadow Ball, and we can survive the Shadow Ball with 16 HP in the red. He gets the special defense drop. We go for the U-turn. Is it enough? Yes, it is enough to go ahead and one-shot that Espeon, even without the Choice Band, and that is game. Alright, so we're going to get a 1-0 win there over Johnny, but that was actually a great game. Very close, very competitive, could have gone either way, and yeah, just an all-around great one. So definitely a fair bit of hacks there on both sides, with some crazy misses and secondary effects activating and predictions and over predictions, but yeah, it is definitely a good time. So but we were able to hang on and get it done, which is of course what we want. So That's it. Thanks for watching again, everybody. Hope you all enjoyed. Please hit that like button, leave a comment, and/or subscribe if you did enjoy, and stay tuned for more new battles in the future. So, that's it, and we'll see you next time.